Hello viewers, welcome to another interesting lesson. In today's lesson, we want to solve this expression, this radical expression to the power of 20. How to simplify this? So we have solution. In this Olympiad math, we first introduce our question. Square root of 48 over square root of 32 plus square root of 6 into bracket to the power of 20. So here this will be equal to, by simplifying the radical in the bracket, so we have square root of 48 to be simplified as square root of 16 multiplied by square root of 3 all over square root of 32 will be simplified as square root of 16 multiplied by square root of 2 plus square root of 6. We put everything into bracket to the power of 20. Into bracket, square root of 16 is 4 multiplied by square root of 3 over square root of 16 is also 4, then square root of 2 plus square root of 6 all into bracket to the power of 20, and this will be equal to 4 square root of 3 over 4 square root of 2 plus square root of 6 can now be written as square root of 3 multiplied by 2 all into bracket to the power of 20. Now the next step can now be written as, by separating the denominator, so we have 4 square root of 3 over 4 square root of 2 plus square root of 3, then multiplied by square root of 2. This as well into brackets to the power of 20. Now from the denominator we can factor out square root of 2, so we have 4 square root of 3 over 4 plus square root of 3 into bracket, then square root of 2 all into bracket to the power of 20. Now from here this can now be written as equal to 4 square root of 3 over square root of 2, everything 4 over square root of 2, then multiply by square root of 3 over 4 plus square root of 3. So we separate this, everything will be into brackets to the power of 20. This will be equal to, now let's simplify this part. So this can be written as 4 over square root of 2. So if we rationalize this, we have multiplied by square root of 2 divided by square root of 2, and this can be written as 4 square root of 2 over 2 multiplied by square root of 2 will be equal to 2, and this is equal to 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So the whole of this will be given as 2 square root of 2, and we can replace that over here. So we now have 2 square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 3 over 4 plus square root of 3. Everything will be into brackets to the power of 20. Now what we now need to do here is to rewrite this as multiplying this together. This will be equal to 2. We multiply this to give us square root of 6 then 4 over 4 plus square root of 3. So everything into brackets to the power of 20. Now from here, we have that from our expression 2 square root of 6 over 4 plus square root of 3. So here we multiply by the conjugate. So we rationalize what we have in the bracket. So we now have 4 minus square root of 3 over 4 minus square root of 3. Everything into brackets to the power of 20. Okay, this is what we have at this step. So we now rationalize this. So we have this to be equal to 2 square root of 6 into bracket 4 minus square root of 3 all over. So this in form of difference of 2 square can now be written as 4 to the power of 2 minus square root of 3 to the power of 2. Everything will be in the bracket to the power of 2. And this will be equal to 2 square root of 6 minus into bracket 4 minus square root of 3 over 16 square 4 square will give us 16 minus 3. Everything into brackets to the power of 20. Now from here we have that we can subtract this. So we have 2 square root of 6 into bracket 4 minus square root of 3, close the bracket, over 13. 16 minus 3 will give us 13. Everything into bracket to the power of 20. And this is equal to, so we multiply this radical expression with what we have in the bracket. So we have 2 multiplied by 4 will give us 8. Then multiply by square root of 6. We do that for this. So we also have minus 2 square root of 6 multiplied by square root of 3. Everything over 13 all into brackets to the power of 20. Now this is equal to into bracket 8 square root of 6 minus 2 square root of 6 multiplied by 3 over 13, close the bracket to the power of 20. And this is equal to 8 square root of 6 minus 2 square root of 18. 6 multiplied by 3, 18, all over 13 into bracket to the power of 20. Now this is equal to, we can simplify this as 8 square root of 6 minus 2 square root of 9 multiplied by 2. So we have over 13 into bracket to the power of 20. And this is equal to 8 square root of 6 minus 2 square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 2 all over 13 into bracket to the power of 20. This is written as, and this will be equal to 8 square root of 6 minus 2, then square root of 9 is equal to 3, then square root of 2 over 13 to the power of 20, and this is equal to 8 square root of 6 minus this 2 multiplied by 3, we have 6, then square root of 2 over 13, everything into brackets to the power of 20. Now what we then need to do is to factor out 2 from the numerator. So we have 2 into bracket 4 square root of 6 minus 3 square root of 2. Then we close the bracket over 13, everything will be into bracket to the power of 20. So we can rewrite this as 2 over 13, then 4 square root of 6 minus 3 square root of 2, all into bracket to the power of 20. Now from here, what we need to do is we let x to be equal to 4 square root of 6 minus 3 square root of 2. So, and this can now be written as, the whole expression can now be written as 2 over 13x to the power of 20. So this is what expression will be. So we now need to do what? We compute. So we compute x squared and x to the power of 4 in order to simplify this expression. So what we need to do first, from x squared, we now find from x squared we compute x to the power of 2. So it means that x squared will be equal to 4 square root of 6 minus 3 square root of 2, all into bracket to the power of 2. Now using this identity, a minus b into bracket to the power of 2, which is written as a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So we use this identity to simplify this left hand side of x squared. Okay, so because it's in this form, this part serves as a and this part serves as b, and then the square. So what we need to do, we have, considering the expansion of this identity, so we conclude that a will be equal to 4 square root of 6. Then we can now say b is equal to 3 square root of 2, such that a squared will now be equal to, squaring this, we have square that. So squaring this will now give us 4 squared, then square root of 6 squared, and that will be equal to 4 squared will give us 16 multiplied by square root of 6 squared, which will give us 6, and 16 multiplied by 6 is equal to 96, and that will give us a squared from the identity comparing x squared. So we need to compute for b squared. So b squared will give us 3 square root of 2 into bracket squared. So and that will give us 3 squared is equal to 9. Square root of 2 squared is also equal to 2, and that will be equal to 18. And 18 will give us b squared. So we also need to compute 2ab. So we multiply 2ab. So we already have our a to be this and our b to be this. So we insert that over here. We have 2b multiplied by a, which is 4 square root of 6, then multiplied by b, which is 3 square root of 2. Okay, and this will be equal to 2 multiplied by 4 is given by 8, then 8 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 4 will give us 8, then 8 multiplied by 3 will give us 24, and that will give us 24 square root of 6 multiplied by 2. We will multiply square root of 6 and by square root of 2, and this will be equal to 24 square root of 12, and this will be equal to 24 square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 3. So that will be equal to 24 square root of 4. Square root of 4 will be equal to 2, then square root of 3. Okay, 2 multiplied by 24 will give us 48, and that will be square root of 3. So 2ab is now equal to 48 square root of 3, which gives us the value of x squared will now be equal to 96 minus 48 square root 3 plus 18. So here this can now be simplified as x squared will be equal to 114 minus 48 square root of 3 will now be our x squared. So we are not done yet. We also need to find x to the power of 4, and x to the power of 4 can be written as x to the power of 2 into bracket to the power of 2. So we compute already, we already have this, so we now square the value of this, the answer for this. Earlier we know that this expression at the left hand side is equal to 2 over 13 x to the power of 20 is equal to square root of 48 over square root of 32 plus square root of 6, all into bracket to the power of 20. Since this is equal to this, then we can conclude that therefore square root of 48 over square root of 32 plus square root of 6, all into brackets to the power of 20 will now be written as equal to the whole of this expression, and that is equal to 104,857,6 into bracket 19908 minus 10944 square root of 3 over 28561, close the bracket, to the power of 5. Closing the brackets, so everything will be equal to so the whole of this now becomes the whole of this. So, and that comes the end of the simplification of this radical expression to the power of 20. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, like the video, subscribe to this channel and turn on notification bell, and share this video to your loved ones, and I will see you in another interesting and educative one. Stay safe. Bye for now. Take care.